Guys, you guys left off. You guys had met with um, on Redmount. He told you his wishes. We left off with you guys deciding that you guys wanted to do his first wish, which was to somehow remove Ravinia University from power. I say that you guys have had a long rest. You guys stayed in the Slayers Guild in Black Shroud, and you guys are ready to go. You guys have full meal in your belly. Monitors are ready to roll.
Hmm.
You guys need a map of Black Shroud?
Uh, hmm. I
We
mean,
got
depends what are we
everything.
gonna do? Are we just gonna go
I
there?
mean, I mean,
Didn't Kuroda basically get rejected and kicked out?
I did, but they said I could try again later. At least the doorman did.
Yeah, because if you remember, you mentioned that you wanted to learn about necromancy,
I
and
do
they
remember that.
pretty much kicked you out.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, let's see. So we have. I can cast spells, of course. Kuroda can cast spells, of course.
I can cast all my spells, yep.
So we got three spellcasters who are able to probably apply.
Infiltrate.
Ryukin's just gonna look at one of you. If one of you are capable of having a familiar, I could pose as one.
Alright, I'm
believe
pretty sure we can
bards
pass out a
can,
house.
but only if they're lore.
I mean,
Kuroda, you can make an intelligence check and see if you know anything about it, since you've already been there. Anything about the university?
ooh,
Nat 20. Nice.
that's funny.
You know that you don't at the Ravinia University. They don't only teach magic. There's a lot of vocations learn their skills. There's a whole area for like blacksmithing, tanning, and all that kind of stuff. Even there's a class where you can learn how to make firearms. You know that the university is a big gated community. You remember seeing like magical glyphs and stuff on the stone walls that surround it. And you know there's a bunch of big buildings. It looks nice. You know there's a lot of people there. Yeah. You know that you also remember that there's a sign, like a map detailing this as soon as you walk in through the main gate. You know that there's a secondary gate for vocation where you came through.
Alright, alright.
And you
So
also know
then, Ordis,
that the headmaster also lives on grounds.
oh, okay. Well then, so Ordis, I believe you and I should try applying. I should try reapplying, you should try applying. I mean, they don't just teach normal magic. They teach vocations such as blacksmithing, alchemy, all that kind of jive. They're not just a they're just not just a magical school. They're a trade school as well. I mean, they also have a firearms training, like firesmith, gunsmithing. There we go.
Wait. Wait a second. Wait a second. I'm just gonna kind of pull out my thunder can a little bit. Don't trust that. I don't trust that. 80% certain that someone stole something from me, or I stole something from someone.
I mean, there's a Slayer guild. We can just leave your gun in the room, and then say you're an avid student of gunsmithing.
It is true. Given the funding, I could create another thunder cannon,
That is true.
and then I could show my ability.
And if you make an absolutely wondrous gun, maybe you'll draw the eye of the Archmage, and after like 3 years of getting close to him, we can eventually earn his trust, get into his quarters, and then secretly kill him.
Ah, yes, the wish that will take 3 years to complete. You know what? We may have to do that. As horrible as this all sounds, that might be our best shot.
It might just be.
You guys remember, wish is that he's removed from power. If that means killing him, that means killing him. I mean, whatever that means to you guys.
Of course, we can
I
also
think-
just destroy the school.
I'm gonna go
We
ahead
also-
and say no to that one.
Yes, I find that prospect quite horrible,
Hey, I'm just-
destroying
I'm
an
just laying
institute
out
of
our
learning.
options. I'm just laying out there
It's
our
not a
options.
good idea at all.
We could also essentially, if you're not into destroying the school, we can run the business of the school aground. We could
No.
destroy the library.
we should try and gather information.
That is fair.
Well, what if we try to seduce him, but first we'll have to study what he's into,
That is also true. We could.
I mean,
and then quick assassination.
Yes.
I could probably. My thing still
I got the
stands. I could
magic
probably.
to change.
No, what are you doing?
What?
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna say I mean we can try learning about him. We can try using some magic. We can try using some
I think
magic
that'd be
to
the best call for right now, and then we try the other things after we get enough information.
Alright. So the best way to get information still, I think, is still to infiltrate the
Yes.
college itself.
I believe I could either pose as a familiar, that's what I was originally summoned to be, or a magical
You
experiment.
were originally a familiar.
I was originally summoned to try and be bound to be one, yes.
Like who? No, period.
I don't know his name. My brothers and I gave them a good beating, and I'm pretty sure they actually died from the injuries.
Joe Schmo. Another Joe Schmo. Turbo magic.
I don't know, this guy sounds more like a boss.
That is true. More like a Bob. Maybe a Marv.
At any rate.
Yeah,
Of course, with this tattoo, I could pose as Kuroda's experiment.
I mean, there's always the chance that if you give me like a month, I could not map out, I could explore the academy by taking out my eye and letting it crawl around a bit.
That's creepy.
That sounds
I think they
horrifying,
might-
and I think if they
might
found
burn
it, they
the
would
stake
destroy it.
I'll grow back another eye.
That's still horrifying.
Not necromancy, luckily.
That's still horrifying.
Okay.
It's transmutation, but
That's still horrifying.
I won't deny it. It's not a fun process for me either.
That's still horrifying.
It hurts taking it out.
yeah.
Okay. Let's go apply. You know what? Why not? I could say, I'm a gunsmith. I can cast some minor spells.
And I can say I am a war mage, looking to teach students how to protect themselves.
I suppose if you're looking for a teaching aid,
That is also true.
Yeah,
Alright. I think we all have enough magical
maybe like a
ability to
stable
apply.
warrior or something, because I don't know nothing about books.
I'm all about the books.
god damn it.
Well, my tribe doesn't have writing per se. We do things by word of mouth. That's
And you
why when I went to
sing.
go live in the elven cities with my father, I didn't get anything they were doing.
Interesting. I'll admit,
Wait,
learning to
He's
read when
elvish?
you.
Half elf.
he's half elf?
Yes, he's a half elf.
That explains the point of ears.
Yeah,
One of my students was a half elf.
I was thinking you were a Genasi for a second there.
there's another boy in my tribe that's a half elf. He's from the head of the other family that was one of the leaders.
Interesting.
I was actually hoping to take you as a apprentice. Now I lost interest. Perhaps a kangaroo will be a good apprentice.
I mean, that's not un. I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, but it sounds like I'm not right either.
Eh,
That's what you're giving off.
Sorry. But this is hilarious, and at the same time, I made the mistake of opening my D6 cube, and they just fell all over the floor.
You fool.
I managed to find them all, but goddamn.
Like you dropped the kibble.
But yes, I'm willing to act as Kuroda's teaching aide if they allow it. Since he is a war mage, it makes sense.
That would be an interesting show. A war mage ask a cat to beat the shit out of him.
It would be unexpected.
Yes. We can use that as a selling point.
At any rate, are we
So you guys are heading
are we in
over?
agreement on our plan?
Yes.
I think we are mostly in agreement.
and for your information, I can read. I just can't write.
You don't have hands.
Yes, I actually. I'll admit that was rather hard teaching my students to write without hands.
Oh yeah, you have paws only, not
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah, just
I had to use my claws to scratch letters onto paper. It was frustrating.
I was thinking you were gonna use slate. Slate is more inexpensive. I think that.
That is awful. Anyway, at any rate,
Okay,
That
so
would
you
be
guys
awesome.
head off.
yeah. So heading that way.
Yep.
All right, so coming up to the main gate, you can see that it's surrounded by a white stone wall. It's about 10 feet tall. There's not like towers along it or anything, but there is a metal grate of a gate that has one. What you guys are assuming is some sort of campus security or something like that. The one that you guys pass, he doesn't say anything to you. The gates are wide open. It's probably about 8 or 9 in the morning, and he's wearing a long black leather cloak. And you guys can make up a small charm easy enough around his neck. There's a long paved walkway, cobblestone, looks very clean. That's lined with pruned trees. It's just basic, not like willows or anything. They're just nice trees on either side, and you can see that there's a large fountain that leads to some sort of courtyard, and probably about 400 feet down the way you can see building. It's probably about 3-4 stories high, and there's a dome at the top, and it spreads out into a square, almost like the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. You can see that as soon as you walk in, though, there is a map that details the entire campus. If you guys would like to look at it.
I'm just gonna let's see here. Actually, no, I don't have any. I don't have my notes anymore. Never mind. I'm just
First
gonna
off,
take a good look at it and kind of do my best to sort of memorize it.
all right then.
So you guys
Well,
came in this way.
Yep.
That's the gate. See that there's some buildings over here. Buildings over here. That's the fountain. That's the main building right there. You can see that there's a walkway this way. It looks like there's a lake or something right here, like a small pond. Forms, it says, are marked over here. This is the student rest area. I'm in the domes part. And A facility, B facility, C facility. And up here, it says that this is the headmaster's estate.
Right.
And over here is vacation. And it looks like there might be another pond or something over here. And this is the staff housing down here. Looks like there might be another lake over there.
Right there. Okay.
Any place
Okay,
you guys
then,
want to go? You guys want to role play a little bit?
I'm going first off. I'm going to do a
I'm reloading
perception.
roll 20 because I can't see what you have on you.
Right, then, well, I'm gonna do a perception roll to see. Does anyone look at me strangely? I need to make sure that no one recognizes me. I mean, it's been months, and I only been here once, but
Well, you
I
guys are
didn't just
definitely
walk up
getting
this.
the only person you guys have seen so far is the guard. But go ahead and make a perception roll. See if
Ooh, okay.
he notices.
18?
He gives you guys like a head nod, each one of you, but he doesn't seem to be very worried about it.
Okay. 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 Well then, shall we go,
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
friends? That wouldn't be a bad idea. But you wanna know what would be a bad idea?
Mentioning
Taking a
dead
bath in the
things.
fountain. Taking a bath in the
No.
fountain.
No, filling the fountain with whippers.
So we're not gonna bathe in the fountain thing?
No,
No.
we're not.
No.
That is apparently rude.
That is very rude.
Oh.
I mean,
okay.
north of Jordan, it wasn't rude. I mean, it was a wasteland, but who am I to judge? Southern cultures.
Who am I to judge material plane cultures?
Exactly, material plane cultures.
That sounds good.
I mean, I'm trying to get into the Shadowlands by this point.
At any
I'm
rate,
trying to get into the Shadowfell.
well,
Yeah.
either
that's
way,
a-
we may as well
wow,
see.
wow.
May as well see about that teaching position and the rest.
That would be a good idea.
And,
I'm pretty sure no one respects war mages in this land.
And the cat is already walking towards that building.
And Kuroda's
Everyone
following
else-
after the cat.
Okay.
I'm gonna be last in line.
Yeah. I was about to say I'm following right behind.
Oh look, a cat parade.
Ravenna University is, as you guys approach the main building, Ravenna University is like a huge, sprawling concrete marvel. You guys have seen big buildings before, but not only are these buildings larger than some of the other ones you've seen, but they are clean, decorated, with like gold trimming on some of the columns. You can see that there's like battle scenes on the columns on the main building. That I forget what they're called. I took art history. I should know this. But up where the columns meet the roof, there's like scenes of some battle, decorated in gold, and it looks like the columns are made of marble. And as you guys walk, you can see that the doors and stuff are protected by some sort of magical glyph. You see more and more students walking around this courtyard, and a lot of them are holding like large tomes, sitting at some shaded tables or off in the grass. Walking. You guys enter the administration building, passing through like a little. There's like columns in here beneath this roof, but there's a large double door right there. You open it up, and 1 second, I gotta change my map.
Alright.
I just imagine Ryukin doesn't even open the door. If there's just a big enough gap, he sticks his head under the door and wiggles through.
I mean, he's a cat. That's pretty normal for cats.
That is something they're capable of. He has feline physiology as a Grimmelkin.
I mean, That's a normal thing for a cat.
Yeah.
And I've seen that more. I've seen that happen more than anyone else in my neighborhood, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even own the cats. They just enter my house.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, that's a little worrying. That's a little worrisome.
Just because I have the garage door open, like the side door to the side alley.
Oh shit! Can everyone see that? Okay.
Yeah, pretty well.
Pretty well.
For the most part, yep.
Okay. Okay. So entering in, you can see that there's marble flooring, but you're not sure if it actually is. There's a semicircle. It looks like desks, like a long desk that several counselors or something use, but there's people sitting in it of various races. There's a bunch of people in here. What you assume are students. You do see two, three. There are 5 guards in here. One was at the entrance letting you guys in. That you can see behind the desk. There's one by this door that you can see behind the desk. There's another one right here by this little entranceway, and one over here in this corner. It looks like there's doors over here, sort of office or something.
Have they never heard of renovation? It's exactly the same since I was last here.
Well, you know where to go at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna approach the front desk and say, so, hello there. We're all here to either enroll or, well, I'm personally looking for a job position here.
Okay, they say it's a human woman with this dark brunette hair and a pair of glasses, like bifocals on. She looks up and says, "Oh, okay. Well, do you know about our prices, or do you want to get some prices? And I need you to make a deception check." But she kind of furrows her eyebrows because you started.
We have this pay to stay at this longhouse?
17.
She's like, "Yeah. If you need some prices, if you're interested in taking some classes, I can get you all signed up right here."
Alright then. Well then, me and this cat are here to hopefully either enroll or take up a job as a war mage instructor. I'm the war mage. He's the thing that's gonna beat the shit out of me.
Please don't use that sort of language around me, sir.
Very, very well. I
Ryuki's
am
just gonna
sorry
look
for
at
my
her message of like, my apologies for his language.
It's okay. He looks like you guys. It looks like you guys have been through some stuff. We're always looking for experienced doctors here. So
teachers, apprentices, students.
yeah, we use student teachers and all that, but classes. We offer here at Ravinia University magic classes to learn whatever spells you're capable of harnessing. We offer vocation classes. What are you interested in?
Personally,
Do you have any classes on how to rip a person apart with your bare hands?
No, we don't, little guy.
no.
That
Sorry,
would be
he's
more
talking
my
about
area of
their-
expertise as it is. Though I don't rip, well, I guess I do with my claws sometimes. Okay, maybe that was a little off.
She kind of stops and she looks up at everybody. She's like, "So, are you guys really serious about this, or are you guys just wasting my time?"
No, we're
Personally,
serious.
I'm serious. The young lad over there, he's from a barbarian tribe. I brought him along because he wanted to learn more of magic and gain more experience so he can lead his tribe in the
He's
future.
one of my dads. All 3 of these
I'll tell
men
you
are
what.
my dad.
I tell you what, since you guys seem to be a group,
They have a strange culture.
I'm going to refer you guys over to Miss Sandy. She is in the second door. She points over to this door right here.
Hmm.
You're coming. I'll let her know that you're coming. Just knock on the door and she'll help you guys.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Because Kuroda's
Okay.
going to leave, he's
And waves at the next person.
All right.
as Kuroda's going to lead on, he's going to say, "Fucking bureaucracy."
Relax. If we're going to get this done right, we're going to have to do it this way.
You know, this is gonna get annoying really quick, guys.
Alright,
This is why
This is why patience is a
this is
virtue.
why my hometown was much better than this place.
I thought it was invaded by demons.
Yeah, I was the one who summoned the demons. Yes, I know. I'm just saying. Before it was pretty nice.
Okay, so I need to make a perception check real quick.
I'm gonna knock on the door.
I mean, Justice was a drunk asshole, but you know.
Okay, so when you knock on the door, Lauren, you hear another female's voice. It says, "Come on in." And you open the door, and there's a decent-sized desk with like some books on a bookshelf, and she says, "Guys, go ahead and take a seat." And there's exactly 4 seats for you guys.
Kuro's going to take a seat. He's going to offer Ryukin a seat next to him.
Yep, Ryukin actually hops up onto the very back of the chair and just balance sits there.
Just gonna sit.
Sit in one of the third chair.
She says, "So I was told you guys are interested in applying to become an instructor."
Well, I am.
Okay, so
This
what's
is
your,
my familiar
what's
slash
your
partner.
name, sweetie?
I'm sorry, what?
She asked for your name.
Kuroda Ikarit. I used to be a apprentice for Justice Treya.
Well, it looks like you might know what you're doing. Do you have any experience in teaching?
Yes and no. I mostly taught myself, because Justice Treya was mostly unfit to teach me himself. But other than that,
She goes into her desk and she pulls out a piece of paper while you're talking, and she tells you, "We'll fill this out. This is a resume."
Alright then.
Now,
Going-
the other three, what are you guys interested in?
Well,
Oh,
go ahead, Ortis. I'll wait.
well, I'm looking to become a student here. I'm okay at magic, and I'm always looking to improve my abilities. But mostly, I heard that there was instructions on the firearm operation, and I'm gonna kind of pat the thing on my back right now. I built this one here myself, and if there's anything I can make in my advancements or research and
That looks-
engineering.
That looks pretty advanced. More advanced than anything we could offer you here. A lot of our firearms classes mostly deal with creating gunpowder. So his name is Blaine. He comes from Annandale, and he teaches a lot of our students just how to make gunpowder and how to make a basic firearm. That one looks more advanced. But if you're interested, it's 4 classes to get certified as a gunsmith, and it's a 12-week program. There's four different classes that you would take, progressing in how much they cost. Are you interested in it?
If I can gain any kind of insights as to what I'm doing, then yes.
Okay, so the total cost of it would be 1,200 gold pieces for the entire program, which is 12 weeks again. And yeah, you might be able to learn something, or maybe you could even teach our instructor a little something. Looks like
Honestly,
you might be a little more advanced than him.
honestly,
Well, if
Ortis, I
I'm
think
able
you'd
to
be better
teach,
off teaching.
I might end up being better teaching. If only I still had my schematics.
Would you like to apply as well to be an instructor?
Why not? You know what? If this thing is more advanced than anything than we can find here, maybe I could spread my knowledge instead of gaining more. No need to be selfish, right?
Hey. And she pulls out a resume and she hands it to you and says, fill this one out, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. You young man,
Alright,
you
and
look like you're ready to learn. What sort of classes are you interested in? I didn't get your name, I'm sorry, I missed Sam. And she kind of leans over her table to stick her hand to Lauren.
I don't think I can
I mean,
apply for classes here. I'm actually just for.
Well, she kind of pulls her hand back and says, then what are you doing here, sweetie? Are you sure?
I'm
I
just
mean, we can offer
following them.
classes.
I came from north
Oh,
in the
so
sword
you're just,
belt, and I'm just looking for work.
is there
You're a
any, are
bard.
you interested in a
You
trade?
can always
here?
find work.
Well, I'm a skald, so I can do bard stuff.
Well, we actually do offer a history class or a lore class if you'd be interested in that.
I'm a fighting bard of valor. But sure.
Okay, well, we only have the one class, and it's just introduction. It gives a brief history and some stories that perhaps you can make a song or two out of. It is only one unit, and that is 800 gold pieces, and that is a 6-week class that meets every week.
Okay. I don't have 800 gold pieces, but I have 189 EP.
EP.
You have Electrum.
Electrum.
That is surprising. I usually don't see that
Well,
anywhere.
Well, it's from my job. I didn't
Electrum
handle
is literally the coin that is before gold and after silver.
It's like the $2 or the $2.
Yeah, it's like the $2 coin.
Yeah, it's like a $2 bill. It's weird.
mhm.
They basically
most
like,
GMs
never
ignore
used
it, but yeah.
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 Yeah, it's from my other group.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, we don't take foreign currency. So, if we have nothing else, Kat, is there?
I-
does it
Is
cost
there a way to
50 cost?
work off these classes, maybe?
Worker programs? If you're interested in a worker program,
Well, yeah, because coming from a tribe, I have to pull my weight at like 5.
okay. Is there any sort of special skills you have? Or...
I'm good at fishing. I'm pretty strong. I'm good at fighting.
Okay. Well, here's the paperwork to apply for a worker program, and she pulls out a stack. And when I say stack, I'm talking
Like it's all innate.
Yeah,
It's like something we see out of a video game kind of staff.
Yeah, it's a stack. It's probably a good 7-8 inches tall. And she says, "Here's the paperwork. Go ahead and fill this out, and we'll see what we can."
Alright, so Lauren will go through the paperwork and sign where he needs to sign and all
It's
that.
not. It's you glancing through it. It is a mountain of paperwork. You're thinking that it's going to take for 8 hours a day. You probably take 3 days just to read through it.
Luckily for Kuroda, this is his jam.
Mm.
And so, Catman, is there anything you're interested in?
I am a monk by trade, but I am here to work as Kuroda's teaching assistant, as he is a war mage.
So you,
I will.
unfortunately, to be a teacher's aide, you either have to have some sort of accreditation or apply to be an instructor yourself.
I'd be glad to apply as an actual instructor, but as well, I have actually taught several students of my own.
That's good. At least you have some experience. I'm not sure what we could, maybe something to do with Kai. That may be something that we could shoot up the ladder and maybe get a class or two on harnessing keys.
Yes.
That I would be quite pleased to teach, as I have taught monks of different disciplines before.
Okay, well, I will talk to my supervisor. In the meantime, go ahead and fill out this resume, and we will get it back to you guys as soon as possible. Get back to you guys as soon as possible.
And he's just gonna look at Kuroda like, I need your hands.
Kuroda's already like flying through the stack of papers. He's around the fifth way down. He says, "Huh? All right.
It's
Well, if you
bit of
guys
a-
You want me
excuse
to do
me,
it
I do have
now?
other appointments. I do have other
Oh,
appointments.
yes, gladly.
So-
Alright,
All right,
yeah,
all right.
excellent.
I hope you don't
Land
mind me taking the clipboard.
Vehicles. I'm good with those two.
All right, very well. So
Okay,
yeah,
so you guys want to just leave and fill out the paperwork? Or
Yeah.
Go back to the floor?
Yep.
If you guys find a table out on the courtyard and go to work, it probably takes you about 3-4 hours. It's asking for job experience, life
Yeah.
experience, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, just get it filled out in about an hour or two. You
Experience with memory loss magic.
Experience with demon summon. No.
No.
Sorry.
yeah. If he's you even say that, Ryuka's gonna quickly just swat your hand with his paw. No. That don't write that.
In truth, Kuroda's the only one who like deals with absurd amounts of writing. He's the only wizard here, so I feel like he would do this quickly. Quicker than most, but
Yeah,
This still
Ryukin's
shit
actually
ton
gonna
of
bring
paperwork.
his application over to Ordis while you work on the stack.
Lauren, you're not even. I mean, you're like a page. After an hour, you're probably about 3 pages in, and you
Okay.
haven't even signed anything yet. Filled with tiny script and bullcrap. So far, you're reading about like the mission statement of the worker program, and it's 3 pages, just tiny script.
eventually Kuroda will help him, but Kuroda's too busy with his own thing.
No rush.
So, what's the plan here? Do you guys want to go turn in your resumes while Aloran takes 3 days to go through this?
I mean, Kuroda's going to ask Ordis and Ryukin to turn in his resume with their own, while he helps Lauren with his.
No, that's wise. He's gonna need it, especially because he's told us he can't write.
Yeah,
Can't
Okay,
spell
so-
my name.
yeah.
Yep, that's. I'm guessing that's the extent, though.
Okay, so you guys go back
Yeah,
and
it's
turn
not
in
as
your
extensive
resume,
as
all that
using a
information.
sword, a long sword, or great sword. So,
Hmm.
sword.
Plus, you're from a tribe. When are you gonna need to know how to read and write those fancy words? Those fancy hieroglyphs.
I'll get there. I have 12 intelligence.
It's harder than most.
Mm-hmm.
If you go below 5, you won't be able to comprehend human speech, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's why feeble mind is so devastating.
Yep.
But yeah, Ordis and I will go turn in the 3 applications while Kuroda helps.
Okay, so you go back in and turn it in. They thank you for it, and they remind you that they will get back to you as soon as possible by some sort of courier. They ask you where they can find you. You guys tell them the Slayers Guild on the same one.
Yeah.
Kuroda doesn't own land.
What's that? You say Kuroda?
I said Kuroda doesn't own land, so yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, Lauren doesn't really own land either.
go back to the Slayers Guild to help out Lauren. By the end of the day, go ahead and make a intelligence check. Get through this.
Ooh, Kuroda or what? So 16.
Between you guys, it's going to take about 2.5 days reading 8 hours a day. So if you guys power through it, you guys can get through it, including today. Now that it's to the point to where you guys are reading it by candlelight.
That's what downtime is for, guys.
Yeah, you guys are and half of the next day just to get through.
Hmm.
Alright.
Finally done.
Who wants a cloak of protection?
Oh, actually,
Uh,
so just to let me check something.
I'm pretty sure the cloak of protection doesn't negate your natural.
Nope. Just a bonus.
Yeah, it's just a bonus. It's not acting as a shield or anything.
Okay, yep. So, okay, and if I remember correctly, this GM is basically using Matthew Mercer's rule of items that are magical will fit to the wearer.
Ah,
Okay, so yeah, Ryukin will take one
Well,
since it's not armor.
That's just
How,
the one.
how much gold do y'all got?
Ryukin will paw at the black pouch-shaped spot on his side, and 344 gold plops onto the table. And then he scoops up 14 for his own expenses.
I'm going to plop down 300 gold and keep 44 for myself and say, if I do get this job, I'm going to need it for my spells.
Okay, so I'm taking how much gold? 600?
600 around there.
630, well, 330 for me, and then there's 300 from Kuroda.
Yep, so 600 and 300, 633.
Yeah, because Ryukin's only keeping the 14 so he can buy food.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you right now, I only need 100 each.
Oh! Wow.
Alright. Well, I'm going to keep 200.
Yeah.
But give me another 100 because I want one too.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be-
Ryukin will give you an additional 50.
Good. Because I am done fronting him for half of his shit.
There, 194 left. You see the black pouch marking on his fur
Shit, I'm
shrink.
pretty sure I paid for most of it by giving him half of the money I owe that I said I could not understand the concept of money. I lose money more than I actually make it.
Alright
And
then.
today is the day where I get to keep my money.
Alright.
Very good.
You two work on the stuff. I'm gonna go make us some nice cloaks. What color do you want them in? I can choose.
I say gray for mine.
Alright.
Just you can
Alright.
go with black.
No, I want black. It's gonna take me. I'm not gonna be able to make them all in one day.
That's
I'm
fine.
not gonna be able to, in fact, I'm not even gonna be able to make one in one day.
Here's the thing, once Ryukin puts it on and it fits to him, it's just gonna blend into his fur.
Okay.
Exactly. That's
Yeah,
what I was about
yeah.
to say. It was going to sink into his.
Yeah, it becomes a marking on his fur unless he takes it off.
Alright.
Or he falls
I'm gonna go-
unconscious.
Since we're in Blackshroud, I'm just gonna take the
Normal.
300 gold that I have total now.
Yeah.
And just buy the materials for 3.
Well, not unconscious,
Just a
but
lot.
dies.
A lot of stuff.
Just imagine that a dead cat just plops on with a full suit of armor, a nice.
Oh no, he can't wear armor. He can wear a cloak because it's a magical item that'll fit to him, but armor and
Well,
weapons he
can wear
can't do.
clothes.
Yes, but it would have to be tailored to him. The cloak is magical, so it'll fit to him.
Yeah, attunements and all that. Beastly.
Alright. So by taking 2 days, I am
Okay.
now halfway through one.
And Ryukin has actually been sitting and watching the process, fascinated.
He's like, my god. So that is how clothes are made.
My god, so this is what clothing is.
I just thought they stole our wool and our fur to eat.
No, he understands the concept of clothing. Fae wear clothing normally, aside from his kind. He's just more fascinated by the magical process of making it.
Okay.
That's where his fascination kicks in. He's not an actual animal, so...
Good of all
Okay,
days.
so after those couple days, the morning of that you guys finish this, you guys are met by a a mail courier that knocks on the Slayer door, and you guys are answered answer the door. I'm assuming, and
Yep.
you guys are given letters telling you that your appointment is for the job application this day, early in the morning, and another will say uh, your appointment's at 10 o'clock in the morning. Yours
10 o'clock in the
is
morning.
yours is at 11.
Mine?
Yours, Rayukin, is at 12.
Okay, so mine's at noon. Okay, that works. Alright, so
You,
we'll have
you
to
got time for your cat nap.
He
Yeah,
calls it
so-
meditation.
Lauren, you're not going to be done with this until about 3 or 4 in the afternoon.
Okay.
On
You
the
guys
bright
wanna
side,
go
of
back?
Lauren. Yeah. But on the bright side, of Lauren, even when they're processing your application, you can still work at the tavern or at the Slayers Guild.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you just have to play music all day. Do your passion.
I smell a one-shot coming.
I don't think we got time for one shot unless everyone's gone.
Eh?
Yeah.
Alrighty, so you guys head back, and do you guys want to go one at a time or as a group?
Probably, I don't know, we may as well go one at a time. Instead of feeling.
I'm going one at a time.
I'm
Yeah.
going one at a time, because,
Right first.
oh, son of a bitch.
Walk
Alright,
into that main entrance again. What do you want to do?
as he enters the admin building, he's going to approach the front desk and say, so, I'm here for an appointment for my instructor application. Exactly where do I go?
Oh, no problem. And it's the same lady that helped you guys earlier. She waves over one of the guards that are in the room, and she says, "This man will take you there." And he's like an average sized human, dressed in that same cloak with the pouch that's hanging from his neck. He says, "Right this way, sir."
As Kuroda walks beside him, as he leads slightly ahead of him, he's going to say, so how's your job here? You enjoy it? I mean,
Yeah,
what's her name?
it's pretty chill. My name's I'm sorry. My name's Ryan. What's yours?
Kuroda Ikrid.
Nice to meet you.
I was actually expecting you to be more of a Marv, but that's what it.
Funny guy.
You look like a Marv.
So he
I'm sorry
leads
if
you up to
that's-
these stairs over here. He kind of starts to get annoyed with you a little bit, and just walks you up. It's a pretty large staircase, probably about 15 feet wide. He leads you into the next room, that's upstairs.
Along the journey, he's going to say, so I'm pretty sure you're getting annoyed by this point. Almost everyone does. I'm sorry if I seem rude, but I'm not good with the social aspects of life.
Yeah, I
See.
can tell. It's okay. Don't worry about it. As long as you're a good teacher and help to improve the university, I'm quite all right with it.
I can assure you I'm a better teacher than my last one.
All right,
Terrible
so
man.
up the stairs, you come out right here, in circular room with a hallway here, and a staircase off to the left.
Okay.
Inside this room, you can see that it's pretty actually crowded with a bunch of students, what you assume are students at least. And they're all carrying tomes and stuff. And it says, "This is the second floor. This is where a lot of the offices are for our teachers." And then as soon as he leads you in there, he just makes a beeline for this staircase over here.
Alright,
So we
then
got a couple more staircases to go up.
I guess I follow him.
Ready? This one, you come out in a. You come out on this staircase. Up to your left there is okay. There's a couple, not huge or anything. They're not like a story tall, like 10 feet tall, but they are about 8 feet tall. They definitely are oversized, but they look like some sort of mages. This one's holding a staff of some sort. This one's got some sort of what you imagine the artist was trying to depict, like some sort of wind or something circling around him. This one off to your left, you immediately notice that there's a large, 20 feet long, 10 feet high statue made out of white marble, dragon talking something, but it's off to your left. There's again students all along in this area talking with one another. There's another staircase right here. It looks like some sort of room right here. He tells you this is the hall of, these are some of our past headmasters. You see that there's a guard off to the side in front of this one, this staircase, and there's one more to where you're going for your interview, and he just makes a beeline straight for that staircase.
Alright. Following again.
Alrighty.
It just screams like he's gonna murder me in the darkness.
Okay, at the top of the staircase there are. I'll try to make it so you can see the way that you're coming in. You come up in the stairway and there's a semicircle of a wall. Looks like maybe a room. A singular room is up here. There are two guards right here, and Ryan kind of gives the two a heads up and shakes both of their hands and says, "Is Archibald ready?" And they say, "Yeah, he's ready. Go ahead and go on in."
Oh,
And he
right.
opens the door for you and gestures with his hand for you to go in.
Alright, I guess I'll go.
Into this large ornate door, you see that there's a fire, like a large fire pit. It's not currently stoked, but this is like a fire pit in the middle of this room.
Okay.
You see that there's these really cool bronze statues. Here's a bronze statue. Here's a bronze statue. Here's a bronze statue. As you kind of look around, the perception check of the room.
Oh, what roll?
Perception.
Perception? 21.
Alrighty. So, looking around the room, you immediately notice that whoever you're supposed to be meeting, you're assuming is in this behind this large oak desk right here. He's sitting down behind the desk. You can see that there's a bookcase right here, full of marble statues of some sort of wizard users here, and it looks like there's a some sort of safe or something right here behind him that's like black cast iron. Bookcase right here, and you do feel that there's something. It looks like there's like the centerpiece. There's books all on the shelves, but there's one that's separated from all the others. But it's still on the bookcase. Right here is a glass, like showcase, I guess, on a pedestal, and inside of that there's some sort of book, and there's another bookcase right here, and there's another book that's separated from everybody else, from all the other books. This bronze statue off in the corner. Looks to be some sort of undead. You can see that it's got like its guts hanging out. Well, actually, I drew it. Let me show you. But in its hand, it's holding a large fluorescent green emerald, and it's not cut or anything, but it looks like a rough emerald in its left hand, which is down to its side. Let me find my picture. I don't think I spent much time on it, though. So, kind of looks like that. Damn it. It's got its emerald in this hand, and it's got this bloated body on it, and it's about 15 feet tall. You can see that this room's a lot taller than all the other ones you've seen. The emerald's in this hand. This one, this bronze statue right here, closest to your left as you walk in, appears to be some sort of halfling. And it looks like it might be some kind of barbarian or something like that, but it's a halfling with this mohawk, and it's got a large tower shield. I mean, to you, it's like a normal square shield thing that's dwarfed in comparison to the like small giant thing that's next to it. In its right hand, it is holding a heart, like a human heart shaped ruby worked on before, in terms of like by a jeweler. And on its back is this even thing. It looks like it would be a two-handed sword with like a handguard. It's just a large sword-looking thing, but it's of course made out of marble. And then this guy off to your right as you walk in is a really finely armored. He's got in his right hand a large staff or spear. It's definitely bladed at the end, and it's got this really fine armor on, and a really cool helmet with a huge like Greek crest of horsehair bag, on its head. And in its left hand, it is holding a diamond. It's pretty much the biggest diamond you've ever seen in your life, and it's definitely been worked on. It's shaped baseball diamond would be, with rounded at the top and comes to a point at the end. This guy way off in the corner, as you look off to your right to kind of get a feel of the room, is a human. Has a staff in its right hand, and its left hand is a cube sapphire. It's pretty good in the size of his hand. You think it's probably worth about 3,000 gold. I'm not sure though, but yeah, it's definitely a bright blue sapphire.
I'm not a jeweler.
As you walk in and get a feel for the room, shit, what did I say his name was? I didn't write it down.
Ryan, see.
That's the guard.
The guard's name was Ryan. I do not know what the guy's name was sitting down.
I'll just make up another one. Throw out some names from a high elf, right?
Gerald.
A high elf?
Gerald. Okay, so Gerald, who Ryan said was waiting for you, greets you. Oh, you must be Kuroda. How are you doing? And he stands up from behind the desk and goes to shake your hand somewhere around here. Gets up from his desk.
I'm doing quite well. And what about you, sir?
Doing well. Welcome. This is the Archmage's personal office. He unfortunately couldn't be here today. He's doing some sort of business, and but I am one of the principals, I guess.
You're one of the deans.
I'd be more of a dean of like administration. So I hire most of the hirings and stuff. I did have a look at your resume, and so if you're willing, we can start the interview process.
Of course, says as he slowly plops himself down in the chair in front of the desk.
He does the same, and he kind of leans back, confident. He's dressed in really nice, not a robe or anything, but just a nice tunic, nice pants.
Kuroda's dressed in rather common clothes. In fact, he's wearing the same sailor's pants that he ripped off of that dead body when the ship crashed.
Okay, he says, he flops down and says, in his So what makes you think you would be a good fit for Ravine?
Hmm. In truth, nothing at all really. I haven't had much experience with teaching or having a good environment to teach. In fact, this is going to be a learning experience for me personally. I personally wish to try this out and see where it will lead me. And I also would like to pass down my knowledge of abjuration and defensive spells to others.
Okay, so you deal with mostly aberration. Okay, okay.
Yes, mostly abjuration. I deal with a bit of evocation and transmutations.
Okay. You're pretty well versed at a couple. What sort of spells do you know?
Mostly shield-based spells, spells that allow me to protect myself and my companions from harm. Some spells
So
to nullify or resist, well, not nullify, to resist elemental attacks.
okay, so classic aberration. When you say companions, what sort of companions are you talking about? Have you ever gone on any? Do you have any real world experience? That's what I'm asking.
Originally, I lived in Jordan. I came down here to escape my old master. He was sort of a drunk, you see. He rather he rather hated me. He took me on as a apprentice, even though he never taught me anything. So that's why I escaped, first of all. But other than that, I joined up with the Slayers Guild for a time.
Oh, okay, that's very impressive. They have a good reputation here in Blackshard.
They, my companions, let me believe it was the lollipop making guild for a while. They were rather great jokesters. One of them eventually did leave us, but now he was replaced by a cat, a talking cat, psychic cat.
Okay.
But other than
So
that,
sounds like you have some good
my
experience. Unfortunately, we do already have a couple aberration instructors. Are there any other schools that you're versed in? Specifically, we are currently looking to fill a divination instructor's position.
divination. Sadly, I do not know much of divination.
Okay.
Although there is, actually no, that's not a spell. I am good versed in conjuration and transmutation, evocation. I have said that before. The
Yeah, I
only
saw that
divination
on
spell
the
I know, the only divination spell I know is rather basic.
resume. Okay. Alrighty. What would you say your biggest weaknesses are?
My biggest weakness, I'm not great at social. I'm not great at social interaction. In fact, this is these last few months have been the most social interaction I've been experiencing for a long time.
Okay. Well, uh, I'd like to thank you for your time, Kuroda. We will be getting back to you as soon as we can. We actually do have several applicants for some of
Yes.
our positions. I actually have another interview coming up. We will let you know. Ryan will escort you out, good sir.
All right. With that, he humbly leaves.
Alrighty, so Ryan leads you back down and tells you have a good day. Leads you
All
out of
right.
the administration building.
Kuroda's going to hang back a little bit. He's going to wander about the grounds, but that's about it. He's not
Alright,
going to do anything
so
really special.
we'll do Ordis.
Alright. So I walk in, mostly the same way.
Do you want to talk with Kuroda at all before you do it, or
Oh
because
no,
you
I'm
probably
just
got
gonna.
about 30 minutes?
Oh, okay. Well, if I'm there, I'm like, so what's the interview process like? Got any pointers for a new applicant? Huh? That you're definitely
Ordis, you do understand that was my first ever interview, excluding the Lollipop Making Guild, also known as the Slayers Guild. Thanks for letting me know about that so late on. But So you, s-
Eh,
so you see, I, I don't have any pointers for you. I mean, you might be able to impress them with that gun of yours, but I don't think they were too impressed with me.
I can
I didn't know
channel
any
thunder
divination
into you.
spells, really. Except for one.
Okay.
That was a cantrip, and people have to pay me in order for me to cast it.
Either way, I'm gonna wait, and then head in when it's about time.
Okay, so you go in and do very similar. You're actually greeted by the same guy, Ryan. He leads you through. You see very similar stuff. I'm not going to go through it again. But he
No.
opens up that door for you and very familiar. Since you didn't get any information from Kuroda about the room, go ahead and make a perception check to see how much of that you pick up. Archmage's office or whatever.
17.
Hey, you notice the jewels in the hands and the glass case safe that's behind him. But he greets you. How are you doing, sir? My name's Gerald. You must be Ortis.
That is correct.
And I'm told, as he offers you a seat and goes back to his, he says, I understand that you're looking for a position as one of our vocation instructors.
That indeed. Specifically the gunsmithing. As you can see by my latest, greatest invention, I've designed this myself. As far as I'm aware, I'm still making improvements. I think that I could teach someone else how to create such an item. And who
Yeah,
knows?
okay.
Given a couple
Yeah,
years, I might
I
even
noticed,
improve on it.
yeah, I noticed that in your resume you included this and all the details on it. So you're very gifted. Unfortunately, we do have an instructor right now. Um, from your resume, we might actually have to add a gunsmithing 3 class. We're definitely interested. Give me some details on your happenings with the Slayers Guild that you marked in your resume.
My what? I'm sorry. There was.
What you've done for the Slayers Guild that you marked in your resume.
Oh well. Let's see. There was that one time traveling back through where exactly was it? I need to look.
A big map?
Yeah, I'm looking at the map to remember
Okay.
where we were when we fought the Eddies.
Okay.
Was I there for that? I don't think I was there for that.
No, you were there for that.
Those were somewhere
Was
like
No, I think I was not available for that one.
Well,
Oh no, I was there for that. That was when the
yeah,
forgot her name.
your girl got eaten.
Yeah, and
well,
that was when Kuroda questioned his own cannibal.
I've done quite a number of jobs with the Slayers Guild. One involved not quite a contract, but one involved taking down a blue dragon. I'm wearing it now, as you can see.
See, you look like you definitely have a lot more experience than our current teacher.
During that time, I got to test out a previous iteration of what I have on my back. For the most part, I'm fairly good at hunting. I know my history rather well. I know my engineering incredibly well.
Indeed.
I would say I'm a bit of a tactician.
Okay. Well, before we end the interview, is there tell me about your weaknesses? What's your biggest weakness?
Oh, I'm a bit of a rambler. I would say I could go off on details that no one's really interested in or actually cares for. A lot of times, a few. What's the word? Secret clues, or I guess you could call them dog whistles, will go right over my head. I'm not very perceptive in that regard.
Okay, well, at least you're honest. Unfortunately, as you can see, Eberron Hemlock, the
the headmaster couldn't meet with you, but we're definitely going to have a conversation about you. Unfortunately, can't offer you a position right now, but if you stay available to you as soon as possible, maybe we can expand our gunsmithing program.
That's okay. I have time. I always do a little bit of a little bit of work with the Slayer's Guild as well. Get some more experience under my belt.
Indeed, Ryan will show you out. You have a good day, Otis.
That's ready.
And he leads you out again. Ryukin, I'm assuming you're waiting outside for your interview to
Yeah.
happen.
He's
It's for
been
me, sir.
people watching.
Okay. Did you guys want to have a conversation before you go?
So,
Yeah, before-
how was it, Ortis?
Well, it's interesting. I think I might have a job soon.
They didn't offer me that assurance.
But if you can, get a closer look at some of those. There are some gems inside the or in the hall. Okay, get a closer look at them. I didn't get the chance to tell, but they might be magical. Or have some arcane purpose.
I don't know much about magic, but I will look.
Just if you
Okay,
feel
so
that they
I'll
might be.
give you advantage on making your perception check when you get in there.
Okay. Well, yeah, Ryukin will head in, say, 5 minutes early.
Okay. So very same thing. Leads you up a couple sets of stairs. Opens the door for you.
Yep.
Make your perception check for you.
Oh, wow.
Advantage. With advantage is a 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, you immediately notice the gems in the bookcases. Not the bookcases. I mean, obviously you see the bookcase, but you don't pick up on the special book that seems to be separated. You do pick up on every one of the stones. They look like I described. Nothing magical about them that you can perceive. The safe back here and the glass showcase with the book in it.
I see. Well, Ryukin's just gonna head over to the chair and hop up into the seat.
He looks down and he's obviously expecting a cat. They warned him, it seems, and there's actually like a booster seat in the chair, so you guys can see each other over the large oak desk.
Ah, excellent.
Welcome, Ryukin. I am told you're interested in perhaps applying for a instructor position.
Yes. I am quite
I'm told that
interested.
and I see from your resume that you are proficient in monk skills.
Yes, I am a trained monk of, well, the Cat's Paw clan of the Feywilds, though I have also trained several students of my own.
Okay, so, and you did this at a monastery, I'm assuming?
I'm going to. So Ryukin will go over a bit here. He basically explains that he had a bit of a tragedy in his life when he was working for the Slayers Guild. So he went and to kind of be a hermit in the mountains for a while. During that time, he encountered a caravan, saved the kids from the caravan because the parents asked him, and he basically took care of them. Those were his students.
Okay. Gerald is like, oh, that's an incredible story. Aren't monk skills and the practice of becoming proficient in hand-to-hand combat as you are, isn't that typically something you would go to a monastery for?
Typically it is, though. A trained monk can teach the basics, and I'm more than capable of that. And I was able to teach my students the basics of their disciplines,
Okay.
as I knew my brothers quite well.
Unfortunately, we're not in the business of training combat per se. About ki.
That I can also teach is control of ki.
Okay, in terms of what? Like, is there something maybe? I don't know if you've been told. I'll just be upfront with you. We're not so much interested in the combat as in terms of maybe using that magical energy known as ki to in some sort of way that can be taught in a school setting. Like, would that be something that interests you?
I believe I could. I believe I could come up with a lesson plan. There are several skills that we can learn based on our key.
Okay, and when you say lesson plan, that's more. Um, you obviously mean that you could come up with a class, right?
Yes, exactly. I could come up with, and shit. I'm trying to remember the exact word out of character.
A curriculum?
Yes, I could come up with a curriculum for the class fairly well.
Okay, what would that curriculum include?
I'm thinking I'm going to start with the elemental manipulation with ki that monks of the four
That's
elements can
exactly-
perform.
That's exactly what I was looking for. I'm not entirely ignorant in.
Yes.
I am willing to.
I'm willing to teach several key-based skills, including that.
Um, there's. I'm sold. Obviously, it would take some sort of planning in order to get this rolling. So I'm going to have a talk with Ibram Hemlock, our headmaster here, and perhaps we could come up with some way of getting in touch with you and.
I will be at the Slayers Guild, as I tend to stay there.
Alrighty. Well, if there's anything else, if there's nothing else, we'll be contacting you as soon as possible, right?
Thank you very much. I will look forward to this. As he stands up, shakes his fur, and hops out of the chair.
Alright, so Ryan leads you out down the stairs and out of the building, and there's it's about 1 or 2 in the clock in the afternoon. Aloran, you're actually finishing your stuff right about now. Do you guys want to meet up? What do you guys want to do?
Yeah, I'll meet up with them.
Yep.
Kuroda was sitting outside the steps, on the steps of the admin building, just waiting for Mr. Kitty Man.
So,
Yep.
Lauren, you end up seeing them outside, and you go in and turn in your application and all that, and you're waiting outside for Ryukin. He eventually comes out, and what do you guys want to do?
Well, that was interesting. I may potentially have a class to teach soon.
I
Eventually.
think they might have an arena dueling ground here.
Well, they aren't so interested in martial arts, but teaching manipulation of ki is something I'm more than happy to do.
May be interested in martial arts. Doesn't mean they're not interested in combat spells or anything like that.
Well, there are monks that can do similar things.
I might be able to prove my worth by schooling a few students.
Yep. There you go.
So, is there a dueling ground anywhere?
Judging from the map that you looked at, there's no.
There isn't one?
How? Let's go to the tavern and get drunk and do a bar fight.
You know, I don't stop bar fights.
Bar fight.
I don't drink.
I mean, I drink a little, but not a lot.
You don't drink. How in the 7 hells have you been surviving for so long?
Well, adventure.
Yes, adventure.
Fair enough.
But yes, why don't we go to the Slayers Guild, relax. But where is Ordis? Did he wander off?
No,
Might wander off.
I'm still here.
Oh,
Sure.
oh, yeesh. Okay, you
He
snuck
was
up.
just
You,
inside the Catman's fur.
you suddenly snuck up on me. Okay, that's a first.
Yes,
Anyway,
you listen.
let's go back and relax for a bit and wait and see what the results are.
I believe I should go shopping. That's about it.
All right.
Good.
Okay.
Who wants to go shopping?
Players Guild and finish off the day doing whatever you guys want to do.
Yep. We're adamant on the getting the job plan.
Actually, Ryukin will go with Kuroda.
All right.
He's just gonna look and see if he can find like a leather-bound journal. A blank,
Yeah,
a
easy
blank
enough.
one. Yeah.
You find one easy enough.
All right. What's that
So-
cost?
I'm copy.
Okay. Yeah. He'll pick that up.
Kuroda's just looking for some alchemist supplies so he can start making healing elixirs again. You guys remember that?
Mhm.
It's been months.
What sort of alchemy stuff
Well,
are you
I
looking
have
for?
4 from my last adventure.
Like the actual alchemist supplies toolkit. So
Okay, yeah, you can find one at Moonbrooks down the street for 25 gold.
all right then, I'll just buy that and then retire myself.
Okay, so is that
Yep.
where? Okay, so you guys just want to wait? What you guys?
Ryukin actually bought that journal for a purpose. Is he's going to sit down with Kuroda to get his assistance for writing.
You want me to teach you how to write?
No, he can't write. He doesn't have hands. He's basically asking you to write to transcribe for him.
No, I know where you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying this is how. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, though, he's going to be out of character. Depending on what happens, this journal will be effectively
His
a
will.
curriculum notebook.
Oh, damn! I was hoping for a will.
Alright,
Alright.
All my worldly possessions would go to my students, my sons.
Now here's the question: where in the seven hells are they?
And why would I tell you?
I'm just curious by this point. I mean, if you die, they're gonna need a new dad to help them wander about the lands to learn their way. I plan on making an orphanage when I go.
And do you know the way?
No, I do not.
Does he know the way?
Anyway, yeah. But basically, Ryukin sits down for a couple hours and goes over various key techniques that he has Kuroda write notes on.
Okay,
I will not
Um,
lie. I'm going to pen this Kuroda at the end. Alright, you can. I believe I should get a little bit of recognition.
That's fine. You can
I got some nice handwriting. Not many
Exactly.
people can say this.
throw that in the front cover if you like.
Alright.
But yeah, he's basically, yeah. I know. But yeah, that's, yeah.
I'm gonna start copying down the schematics for what my gun is, etc. While also working.
Ortis, don't copy those down. You don't want those secrets to get in the wrong hands. For all we know, they could just take your schematics and then say you're not worth of anything anymore. I mean, your mind is worth a lot of things. But there's ways of making people talk.
That is true. In my case, it's a little harder to learn key control when you don't have someone to jumpstart it.
Exactly. You're kind of secure.
Yep.
Mostly.
But yeah, so I guess that's just what we spend our evening doing.
okay, so
While they're
after-
doing that, I'm going to be playing my lute.
Okay.
You're gonna be shilling.
Keep track of this, but every day that you work, you make 10 gold. But so you got through a day. Go through another day. You guys doing whatever you guys want. I'm assuming you guys told me already what you guys want. But, after the second day, after you guys all sleeping in separate rooms, right?
Yep.
If I remember correctly.
Mostly.
Yes.
Kuroda is under suspect.
Yeah, Ryukin.
We all agreed on this.
And Ryukin is just napping with the now filled out journal of various key techniques he remembers from his old monastery.
using that as the bed.
More of a pillow.
Yeah.
So on the second night, you guys all go to bed. You guys each have a very similar dream. So I'll just do this live. But in your dream, are in your room. You wake up, and in the corner of the room is you guys have all met him. That dark skinned, bearded, short haired man, Hunter Odin, and he asks Kuroda, uh, so how's our little plan going?
Well, it's going slowly. I mean, we can't really walk into a goddamn minefield filled with just magic. It's a literal institution of magic. I don't know what the hell is going on most of the time. You can feel it. That's about it.
Ordis, what are you saying?
I mean, we're gonna have to do
Plans are
this so
coming
much
along
slowly.
slowly but surely.
Yeah.
All things
Slowly?
according, slowly but surely.
There's a lot of wizard apprentices in there. And I'm pretty sure they can all sense anything that I would be able to infiltrate with. And I'm pretty sure you don't want me throwing my eye in there.
Don't worry about it. 1 second. So I'm saying. Okay,
I would
okay.
most likely die if I threw my eye in there. That eye can still get hurt, and I will feel that.
All right, Ordis, what are you saying?
So
Just,
I'm
he
saying.
wants to know what you mean by slowly.
Well, of course, you know, his wish isn't going to be done, you know, immediately in 1 day or 2 days. It might take a week, 2, but it'll be
12 years.
eventually. Slowly,
I-
but surely.
I made this deal with you guys because I thought you could get this done in a timely manner.
We will.
Well,
But you
we
gotta
can't just assassinate
Kuroda, he's
a
not
high-level
talking
wizard
about
without
He's
getting
talking
caught
about
and blowing up.
Do you think you should be a little bit more proactive about this? What have you guys done so far? It's already been close to a week.
But we've been working for a week.
Yeah, it's pretty close to a week. It's
Oh.
been like 4 days, 4 or 5 days.
I thought we were only working for 2 days.
That was since the 2 days that it took for you guys to get the information from the crew.
Right. Yep.
Don't worry, we'll be doing something soon. I almost have the cloaks knit. Who dropped? I almost have all the cloaks ready, or at least a few of the cloaks ready for our attack.
Don't care about your cloaks, get it done. And then that's the end of your night. And Kuroda, he says something similar to you, just get it done and quick. And then you wake up from yours. Ryukin and Aloran, you guys have a very similar dream of you guys being in the room and being greeted by Hunter. He says, "So, you guys got roped into this. How's it going? How are you guys feeling?"
Well,
Well,
go ahead, Lauren. I'll wait.
well, I had a mountain of paperwork to do, and I think if all else fails, they're gonna make me try and seduce this guy.
Like sexually?
I don't know. Hopefully not that.
Well, I've it's done, but I know you didn't necessarily, but you're in it now. And he snaps his finger, and when you wake up in the morning, that's the end of your dream. When you wake up in the morning, you have the same scar that you've seen on Kuroda and Ordis on your face. And
Would
then
it be
Ryukin,
under my tribal tattoos that are already there,
it's
or in
burned
a
them
more
off.
visible?
It's over. And it looks like whatever tattoos you have on there have been removed, and now there's this large, deep, looks like a. It looks to you like somebody carved it in. Gnarly looking scar over your eye and part of your cheek. Go ahead and answer to how do you fare?
Well, judging by the fact you're here, you seem to be impatient with the speed we're moving at. I believe it's best to try
I'm a little
and
worried.
I believe it's best to try and take this a little slower for one reason. We're outclassed. If you want us to be able to grant his wishes, we need to live. My plan is very simple. Infiltrate his teachers, find a way to take him down from the inside.
Well, a little bit tired of having to wait. It's almost been a week. It shouldn't take this long. But, like you said, you can't do it if you're dead. Fortunately, how do you like Kuroda and Ordis? How have they been treating you?
They've been quite agreeable company. Kind of reminds me of the old days when I used to journey with my brothers.
Indeed. Did your brothers ever get you in any sort of trouble like you find yourself in now?
Oh, you should have seen the bar fights Roshi caused.
I don't think Roshi ever got you into something like this. Unfortunately, you're part of this now. Snaps his finger, and you wake up with parts of your fur on your face missing, and you can see dark red scars on your face, and the exact same markings as Kuroda and Ordis. You guys wake up on the third day, and Kuroda and Ordis, you obviously see that they were marked, and you guys can go ahead and roleplay that.
Motherfuckers!
I worked so
Didn't even
hard to
ask.
get those markings. Now they're gone, and I have to do it all over again.
You know, it's gonna hurt, but I think once we're done...
So,
I think we have another job once we're done with all these wishes.
no we don't. No we don't. I'm not going up against him. What I believe we should do is, start planning on breaking into the college or whatever that place is called. We torch it down to the ground. We find out where the hell that Archmage is, and we kill him.
It's too
it's obvious
fast, and it's liable to get us branded as outlaws. We can't have that
It's
happen.
too late now. Contra Odin is being unreasonable at this point.
I would rather risk him being irritated than being dead. Or a criminal.
Yeah, I would rather not. I mean...
He knows that we can't complete this task for him if we're dead. He needs us alive.
No, he doesn't.
He could always just get someone else.
Yeah. We're the expendable ones.
That's unfortunate. Oh well, if we can get teaching positions, I might be able to slip into the office.
Do have teaching. At least I have a teaching position.
Oh,
What?
we were given that info already?
Pretty sure, right?
What?
I was given a teaching position, right?
Weren't given one. I mean, they said they were.
They're looking into that, I believe.
Yeah, and they were going to let you know when he told you that he was going to have a conversation with Ebron Hemlock about starting for you, Ordis, a secondary gunsmithing class. He told that he was interested in starting a key program, and he told Kuroda that he would let him know whether or not they could find a position for him.
If anything, Ryu can might request him as an assistant. Well, I will say this. If Kuroda can't get a teaching position, I could still use an assistant in the classroom.
and I can most likely survive what you throw at me.
It's not that
No.
I want to attack you, it's that I'm going to need someone to write for me.
That is fair. But nonetheless, I believe I should go and explore that college for a bit. You guys want to join me?
I'm going to pore over my notes to make sure I didn't get anything inaccurate.
I'm in.
Yeah. Basically, I'm just gonna let them go explore. He's not technically doing stuff. He's just doing his notes. So it's just down to them at the moment.
Okay. So you're just doing like you're studying and.
Yeah, he's just moving through the pages, rereading everything.
Gotcha. So Kuroda, Ortis, did you want to go with him?
Yeah, I'll go with him.
Okay, so do I need to pull out that map again, or do you guys kind of get the hint of?
I think we
where
get the
everything
idea.
is?
Yeah, we get the idea.
Oh, shit, I'll pull it up anyways, just because that way I can point to where you guys are and point stuff out. Oh shit, my headphones.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab. Yeah, while they're doing that, I'm gonna grab water. I'll be back.
After we get through this, we'll take a break or something.
Alright then.
Okay, so you guys are coming through the gate where you guys came through. Here's the map. That's right there. And where do you guys want to go?
So then, I vote we go to that Archmage's quarters. He whispers to the group after bringing them into bringing them in by the shoulders.
Okay. Everybody want to do that? You two?
Oh, okay.
So you guys make it through here. Very similar site. Looks like it's a busy college. You guys go through the dorms. You can see that there's like a couple restaurants like right in here where students can get food. You guys end up coming over to Facility C. It's a semicircle courtyard with some trees lining up to the door. Unfortunately, there isn't a road to get over there. You guys want to cut through the grass? What do you guys want to do?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Do you mind if I do an Arcana check to see if I sense anything magical in the grass?
Yeah, go ahead.
Or anything magical in the air nearby?
Yeah, go ahead. Make
I
a.
have detect magic. I can do that.
Yeah, you should probably do that. That actually.
See, that's one spell I didn't get. Detect magic. So useful.
Go ahead and
All right,
pass it.
hold on. All right, so Lauren takes his loot and he casts detect magic. I just gotta pull it up.
Alright, I'm
Alright,
back.
So within 30 feet of you, I'm assuming you guys are kind of off over here. But, you do see a couple of students look up and they're kind of looking at you guys, but within 30 feet of you, one of these windows will light up with some sort of protection type magic.
What about the grass? Anything will go in the grass?
Nothing over here. Nothing over here. It only goes for 30. You can roll a perception Arcana check. Yeah, it's 60 feet in this area.
22.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Nothing?
Nope.
Alright then. Kuroda's gonna start walking through the grass. Hopefully, good God, he doesn't blow up.
Okay, so does everybody want to follow him through the grass and trees and stuff?
Sure.
So you guys make your way around here. Are you guys keeping an eye out? Are you guys just
Yes.
nonchalantly?
Yeah, I'm
Well, I
keeping
mean,
an
we're-
eye.
We do
Okay,
have.
so when you guys come up to like a pond that's surrounded by a couple trees, there's no more students that you guys can see. Everyone's Go ahead and make a perception check. Whoever's leading the group. I'm assuming Kuroda.
15.
Okay, about 100 feet up, kind of what you're assuming is the corner of the administration building. There's you can hear rustling like there's a human thing walking through some of the brush that's there.
Kuroda is going to slowly look back and say, so, who's out there at the moment? I can hear you. Tell me. Come on.
Let me make a roll real quick.
Shit.
Who is that?
Appreciate it.
You hear somebody yell out. Who's there? Who's there?
Hmm.
What you guys want to do?
I'm gonna say, Lauren, you're
You-
good with this kind of stuff, right?
Sure. What are
Oh.
we doing?
Try and persuade the. Well, not try and persuade. Try and, figure out who he is, first of all.
Oh, yeah, coming right up. And he hands over his shield and his 2 swords to Kuroda and steps out.
I could use the shield.
Okay, so you guys are met by a campus patrol in his black leather cloak. And he's like, hey, you guys can't be back here. What are you guys doing?
Well,
Oh,
personally, we're exploring the
Stop.
campus mostly.
He's talking to
yeah, we're thinking of becoming
the
students
person you
here.
guys put on.
And working.
It can't be behind here. This is off limits.
I'm just gonna say, oh, all right. I just thought it'd be faster if we took a shortcut. Whatever. We'll head back to the main campus. Sorry about
Make
that.
sure you do. Make sure you do.
Realize.
Sure.
Want to try to persuade
Sure,
him?
Mr. Patrolman.
Right. So he kind of walks you guys back to where you guys came from. And you guys are back over here. I was gonna talk to him.
All right.
Whatever you want to do.
So, are they still hanging around us?
After he drops you off, he says, "Make sure you stay to the student area. If you're looking for a
So
tour,
he's
you
gone?
go to
Is he
the
gone
admin
outside?
building." Yeah, he's out of sight now.
Anyone within sight of us?
There's students all around you.
Shit. I mean, I could have done. No, I can't do that. It's too many people. They would know.
I'm main part of campus. I'm not exactly stealthy.
I can't do normal stealth. I mean, I could. You mind if I try it? I'm gonna try
Yeah.
and. I'm gonna try and leap into the grass and go prone.
Go ahead and make a stealth check for. I'm assuming you just wait for him to where you found him.
Yep.
Okay, so you go through the trees and stuff. Is anybody following him, or are you going by yourself?
I'm watching him go by himself.
Okay, so what about you, alone?
Sure, I can go with them.
So you
Stealth
need
it.
to make a stealth check. Okay, so Kuroda, you get pretty close to him, and actually he doesn't seem to notice you, but Aloran, he definitely spots you, and he pulls out a sword and tells you to stand up.
Sorry, I just wanted to make sure you go to the tavern later and I'll buy it.
Why are you sneaking around, idiot?
Fine. And as I'm doing that, I'm just waving, go, 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 go.
Kuroda's going to keep on crawling.
You're good. You end up making it to about right here. Lauren, he's leading you back over there and tells you, if he catches you again, you're gonna be banned from the college.
I nod and join it.
Okay, so Kuroda, you end up making it pretty close to the headmaster's estate. You see that it's three-story building made out of that similar white concrete. On the outside, you can see that there's quite a bit of windows that are each above each other. It's kind of like a crescent shape. Not sure what that is. But you do see from a safe distance that there seems to be one guard path like this every 5 minutes. Goes back and forth. Looks like you can only see to about right here. That doesn't meet him there, but as he goes this way, another guy comes from here and then goes like that. Looks like they're doing some sort of patrol back and forth.
Alright then. Since I'm a ways away from the students and the guards, I'm going to silently cast shadow form upon myself to make myself look like a shadow.
Okay.
And then I'm going to try and creep up towards the the building.
Um.
So should I roll stealth with +10?
Yeah,
Oh, plus-
because you're gonna go right past somebody. So yeah.
Alright. Alright. I'm going to try and get as close as I can before my spell limit goes up. So how far do I get to the building?
Make a stealth check.
Alright. So
16.
20.
So you make it right up to the window. You can see some very similar glyphs as you saw on all the other windows. Looks like some sort of protection or trap spell or something. I'm not sure. You can make a Arcana check.
Alright then.
It's definitely some sort of trap. But with that good of a roll, you can see that it's only for if the windows are open from the outside.
Alright then, what can I check the door for a trap?
You don't see a door, it's just windows.
Just windows? Alright then. I am going... So, is my spell still up? Was that a minute or no?
That was about 30 seconds. You need to get back.
Alright then, I'm going to try and slip under the door crack.
You're gonna try to
Like slip
go
under the door.
underneath it? Window.
Just windows? There's no doors on this building?
Not from your side. You're on this side.
Alright then. Try to see if there is a door around it.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check. You're gonna have about 5 seconds. There's no doors, just windows.
Just windows?
On this side, you are only about right here.
Alright, I'm gonna try and start heading back.
Okay, I need you to make another stealth +10 as it fades.
8.
8. Okay, so what happened to Aloran happens to you, but with a different guard. And he tells you need to get your ass out of here now. He's real serious about it.
Alright. Man, trying to take some cloud gazing. Getting yelled at all of a sudden. Alright.
Yeah, whatever. And he meets up with that one that previously guys and tells you the same thing. If he catches you again, you're gonna be gone.
Alright.
He seems to write something down in your notebook, and he leads you over to where Lauren and Ordis are waiting for you.
Well, shit. Alright. I say we flee. Fly, you fools.
Good idea.
Alrighty, so what do you guys want to do? Go back to the Slayers Guild?
Heading back to the Slayers Guild. I don't got any way to actually disguise myself really well, but that's all I can really do. Stealthy boy with shadows.
Okay, so you guys go back.
Maybe if we make a cloak of invisibility that fits all of us under it, we'll be able to get there.
I do not have that power.
Okay, so you guys want to like take a bathroom break and then we'll come back to it and do another hour
Sure.
or two? So
An
let's
hour or
take
two.
a
Oof.
like another hour. Or do you just want to power through it?
Uh,
I don't know. I,
You guys don't want to do another hour? Or
I mean,
how
I
long do you
could
guys-
power through myself.
Same.
How much longer do you guys have until you guys want to
I'm
go
not
to
too
bed?
late.
I'm a bit.
How much longer until you guys want to go to bed?
I'm a bit busy today, tomorrow, so I might want to cut off soon.
All right, we'll stop at 11:30.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is that cool?
Let's see, let's convert that.
1:30 for us.
Yeah, it's almost
Okay.
11 here.
yeah, it's almost 11.
Okay, so after about another go, but it's if you guys aren't doing anything, it's gonna be a week before you guys get any information about your jobs.
Okay. Well, did I ever actually get my paperwork turned in or no?
Yeah, you did. Whenever everybody was done with their interviews.
Alright.
Guys,
So, am I scheduled for an interview or no?
No, you haven't heard anything. They haven't
guys,
contacted you at all.
alright, we gotta.
After a week, after a week,
After a week, I hand Ryukin their cloak of
yeah,
protection.
Ryuki, after
Okay.
a week, you guys are Ryukin, you get a courier, you get a piece of mail at the Slayer door, and it tells you that they want that Gerald wants to meet with you again in the same place to go over your interview.
Hmm.
That's all it says.
All right. Ryukin's just gonna roll onto the journal and pull it into his fur.
Alrighty. So you go back to the admin building the next day?
He'll head back that
So
way.
you're led back into that room, and Gerald, the high elf, is waiting for you in that room. And he reintroduces himself and asks you to take a seat.
Yep. He'll hop back up on the seat.
He says, "So how have you been?"
Quite well. I've been going back over some of the old traditions I haven't taught for about a year or so, and I've realized I'm probably going to have to cut one or two because of how, well, connotations and abilities. But they are mostly weapon-based anyway, so I don't think it will matter too much.
Well, I went over your interview and your resume, and I proposed to Headmaster Heimlach opening up a whole key division here at Ravinia University. Unfortunately, I'm sorry that you wasted your time. You can't necessarily afford you at this time. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to deny your application.
Well, that's unfortunate.
We feel the same way, and it's just not in the cards right now. Unfortunately, we want to going, even if
Well,
we're
keep me in mind, I will be available for a while.
We'll definitely keep that in mind.
Hmm.
Do you have any questions for me?
No, it just sounds like it's monetary things. It's quite alright.
Very logistical.
Yes, and that's quite alright. Though, to be honest, I actually would need a building. Key training is best done outdoors.
and we took that into account. Unfortunately, there's a lot of other stuff that would have to go along with not just the location.
Nope, quite understandable.
If there's nothing else, Ryan will show you out again.
Yep.
Okay, so you're let out. Want to go back to the Slayers Guild and tell them all that
Yeah.
happened?
He'll go back. It's like, well, that's unfortunate. Apparently they can't logistically or even afford to fund the class. At least a whole new division.
That is a huge lie in my book. You saw the amount of magical traps on the place. There was so much magic flowing through there. You know how expensive it is to run magic?
Well, I mean, it's expensive
I mean,
to cast
it is
initially.
it is expensive to cast it. It's not expensive to maintain it most of the time. However, it's not even expensive to buy half the magical supplies. I'm pretty sure they could afford it. How much you want to bet the Archmage is embezzling money?
That's a possibility, though I'm thinking it's also a matter of the fact that I'm teaching something completely different from traditional magic. At least I would be.
That is true, but they didn't say that. They didn't say it wasn't a matter of, it being a different class. It was a matter of funding.
We need to get a look at his office.
We did get a look at his office, and it was lavish. It was very
No,
lavish.
a proper investigation.
It was definitely lavish.
However, I propose we start digging a tunnel underneath the campus.
Digging's going to take too long.
Yeah, it's probably been about 2 weeks now.
Alright then, how
At the
about
rate
this?
things are going, we're going
Hostages.
to No.
Alright then, how is this?
I could take the stealth route.
You could take the stealth out. So could I. Not for long.
Just to prove his point, Ryugen is now going to disappear as you say that.
What are you hiding behind?
If there's any lapse in concentration on his part, he's gonna leap and hide out of view, probably obscured by the table.
By
Okay.
Kuroda's own
You
shadow.
want to try to find him?
Actually, yeah, he's just gonna hide under the table, basically.
But where'd he go?
Later that day, in the same day that Ryukin had his interview, another courier comes to the door and basically gives Ortis a letter instructing him that his second interview would be held the next day in the same place, early in the morning.
Okay. So I'm prepared for this.
Yes.
Because when I go in, I'm going to have my detect magic ready to go, or like still active, so I can just see what all is magical in.
Yes, and the gemstones themselves were not magical, from what I could tell.
Well, I mean, you didn't have a spell.
Kuroda's going to go out and buy shoes and launch shoe flares right outside the walls of the campus. I'm kidding.
So, Ortis, you're led up into the same room. As you open the door, you can go ahead and cast that if you like.
Well, I mean, I had it aired. It's not just like a pulse. It's continuous. Like it lasts
Okay.
for a good minute. Or let's see. Actually,
Think of it as an aura,
Yeah, it's just an aura of I can detect things for a good while.
because he's artificial.
Okay, the book inside that glass case off to the side, to your guys' right, is definitely magical. And you can see that that safe behind his desk has a glyph on it that might be some sort of trap, but it is definitely marked with necromantic like trap spell or something.
A necromantic trap spell?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the headmaster's office, right?
As far as you guys know, yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna keep that note because necromancy's banned.
Mm-hmm.
And who's an expert in this?
Gerald greets you and welcomes you in. Chris,
What? I couldn't hear.
he
How
asked
are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing. I'm doing quite well, actually. I'm ready to go
Yeah.
for whatever it is you have.
Okay, so basically, I have gone over this with other administration here at Ravenna University. We are ready to offer you a position, lead instructor for the gunsmithing program here. Basically, you would be in charge of coming up with a curriculum for what we're going to call gunsmithing 2. Obviously, we're going to go over all the curriculum and all that together, but you would be part of the vocation program, and basically you'd be teaching maybe 15, 20 gun potential gunsmiths for 8 hours a day for 3 days out of the week. You'd be set up with your own class, and we're prepared to offer you an annual salary of 1,000 gold per semester. Semester. What do you say?
I say I'm ready for this. I say that this is probably exactly what this
You're cutting
this
me.
with the I'm losing, and exactly what the college needs.
We agree. So we'll contact you again whenever we're ready to go over logistics, but set up. But as of now, unfortunately, the next semester doesn't start for another 4 months. Time to get you set up, and he pulls out from his desk and gives you a bag of 30 gold pieces and says, now to hold you over, but we'll definitely be in contact with you. I'm sorry, I didn't get your last name.
I don't really have a last name.
Okay,
It's
okay,
it's a bit complicated.
we assume that might be the case, and because you didn't put it on your resume either. Well, if there's any questions that you have for me,
Oh yes, I actually do. Just this room is very ornate. Do you know any of the history about some of the decor? Interesting. It's obvious has some historical significance.
oh yeah, he turns over behind him. The safe that's behind him. There's two um, marble statues of archmages. He tells you this is Archmage Stewart. He was one of the founders of the college over 300 years ago, and this is his partner, Stargazer. This one's a high elf. The other one was a human. This one's a high elf, and this one's kind of dressed in robes and has a staff with him. And he says these two were responsible for the founding of Ravenna University. These bronze statues over here, representations done by one of our artisans here at the university. About 100 years ago. They're characters from that book right over there, and he points over to the bookcase that's in front of as you walk in. These are characters from the book called History of the Southlands. Yeah, you can actually take the book if you'd like and read up.
I'd love to read up, but I'm a bit dodgy on my history recently.
All right, so one in the middle. Make sure I get it back though. I'll remember you.
Certainly.
If there's
And
nothing else,
wait, and
Ryan
this
will
is your
say
office, right? Or is it, this is
No, this is my. I wish this was my office. This is actually the Ebron's office.
all right. Well, oh, are you capable of casting the spell detect magic? By the way, you a wizard or a sorcerer?
Yes. Why?
I'd suggest doing that in here occasionally. I was passing by just practicing my spells, and I sniffed out something a little odd. Didn't seem right. It was a school I was unfamiliar with. I don't know. If you find out what it is, I'd like to know.
A persuasion check.
Cross your fingers. Hey!
That one.
Fucking great!
And he waves in Ryan, and Ryan opens the door and come out. So close. That's a
Beautiful.
killer.
Beautiful. You know, the one thing that would drive the thing forward, but no.
No.
I didn't even think about that too.
Alright, so,
The
so
plot is stagnating, guys.
Alrighty, so
I-
Ryan leads you out, and that night, do you want to read the history of the Southlands?
Yep.
Alright, it takes you a better part of the next day, but it describes what's known as the World Stone. Write it down. You can,
Yeah.
it talks about the World Stone on the continent north of you, called Middle Valaries, which is where Kuroda and Aloran are from. About the World Stone being hidden there in the creation of the world by Bahamut, and created the World Stone. That's the early chapters. Later on in the book, it talks about a gargantuan beast known as name of Tiamat, who is destined to devour it. The book, and the 4 statues that you saw in there, from what you can gather, things of the other gods in the world, Korn, Slanesh, and Zinch. Those are from what you can gather. It doesn't describe them per se in the way that they're portrayed in the statue. Let's mention a halfling, a giant risen from death, elf, and a human, and those were basically champions, and they defeated something known as Tiamat using weapons only described as legendary weapons. That's the history of the Southlands book. Someone known as Tiamat who was trying to devour the World Stone. Does that make sense? I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
That made sense.
Statues represent the Chaos Gods.
And there was no mention of the stones or holding or anything like that.
Alright.
And now we must figure out what sequence to press them.
Yeah, basically, right?
B,
Now we
B,
must
A,
figure
up,
out-
down, left, right.
Now we must figure out how to make Kuroda into the World Stone.
Describes where the World Stone's at too. It says that it's in the mountains. Lauren, this is where you're really familiar with. I don't know if you tell him or not, but
Yeah, I'm
I
telling
do.
you. I'm just telling you.
Lauren, there's a big mountain chain in this Middle Valaries. You're from the northern part of it, part of the society that was in charge of protecting the World Stone.
That's what I took. Sadly,
Alrighty,
we don't have the World Stone either.
Later in that day, Kuroda, you get a letter that your appointment is today. You want to go do it today? It's late in the afternoon.
Yeah, might as well.
Okay, so you're led up into the room too, and are greeted by Gerald.
Hello, Gerald. He says he seemed rather groggy. He was getting bored.
Gerald's kind of taken back by it, and he tells you, unfortunately, aren't really looking for anybody to fill any positions in the fields that you seem to be more than proficient in, but they're gonna have to deny.
That sounds about right. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really have any questions other than the fact. Tell me, where is the headmaster, by the way? I've been wondering about that.
He's away on business. He sends his regrets that he couldn't meet with you in person.
Yeah, but I've been wondering, where is he actually? I've been wanting to meet him for a long time.
He's off on business. I just told you.
This is gonna get Kuroda killed. Izzy wants to ask him his 2 questions.
Any questions? Off with your head.
Alright then. It seems I must ask 2 final questions.
All right, go ahead.
Alright.
CX gonna do it.
See, I'm not also here for monetary payment or a stable job. I'm also here on a little quest. I'm going around asking random scholars if they can answer these 2 questions I've been bestowed upon. I have no clue how to answer them, but other than that, I'm going to ask them to you. I'm going to ask you these questions. Do you mind if I pick your brain for a moment?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Here it
I'm
comes.
sorry, what was that?
And he said, go ahead.
Go ahead. Alright then. Why do kites fly?
Does it win?
I can't hear him for a second. I don't know why.
Does it win?
That thing is not.
I think your mic is something.
No, I can hear him.
Okay, let me exit out. I'll join back. Testing 1, 2, 3.
I can hear
I
you.
hear you.
Yeah, I can hear him now.
He,
can hear you now.
He
So,
gives you a scientific answer. He says wind drag and
Now the answer I was looking for. However, let's go on to the second question. What was the first question?
Come on, get thrown out.
why do kites fly? He has a really confused look on his face.
It seems you got both the answers wrong. Well, I'm on my way. However,
Ryan, and he calls out and like kind of worried, and Ryan comes through the door and opens it up and says, "You ready?"
no. Now you're going to answer these questions.
Okay.
Question spree.
Gerald kind of pushes his chair back and stands up. Humor him, Ryan.
Why do kites fly?
Because of wind? Wind?
Oh.
No. But what was the first question?
What? Question to what? He's confused. He doesn't know what you're talking about. And
I
Gerald
almost thought,
says,
what was the first
"Take
question?
him out of here."
God
So he kind
damn
of
it.
like ushers you out.
I almost thought that what was his answer of the first question being what?
I mean, you're not wrong. That's the answer.
Holy shit! I did not expect to get that.
He kind of leads you out. And do you want to try to resist or anything?
Nope. No.
Okay, so you're let out
But-
and you go back to the Slayers Guild.
But in the middle, right before he takes me out of the gate, right down on the path, he's going to cast what you call it, shadow form upon himself, and then slink away himself.
After you're out of view or what?
No, he's going to shadow form. My character is going to shadow form and then just slink away himself,
Right
like
in front
leave
of
the grounds himself.
right in front of everybody. You're gonna do this.
Yes,
mean,
right in
it's
front of everyone.
transmutation.
It is transmutation. No one can say it's wrong.
Okay, so after you get down the first set of stairs, that's it, and he's still leading you. He yells out for assistance. But what do you want to do?
We got a runner!
Holy-
Orderlies!
Flee out the
Want
gates.
to slink away or what?
I'm fleeing out the gates. That's about it.
Okay, so you're not gonna try to sneak back into that room. You're just gonna.
I should. I'll try it. Stealthy,
And make a stealth roll plus
Sneaky
three.
sneak.
sneak. So 26, no, 28.
The two people that were at the stair, at the in that semicircle of room, they rush past you, but they're obviously going to Ryan's call. But yeah, you make it back into the room, and Gerald didn't seem to hear anything. He's writing something in a ledger or something on the desk. You have probably 45 seconds left.
Okay, first of all, I'm going to go towards the safe. Not the safe, the bookshelf that looked rather suspicious.
Bookcase,
And
the regular bookcase, not the glass case, right?
not the glass case, the regular bookcase.
Okay. Go
Going
there.
to-
And the separated one is titled. It's called Creation Myth.
Alright, first of all, do you mind if I'm going to try and slip under it and see if there is anything behind it.
Make a perception check. Oh, there's nothing.
Oh, I'm slipping under it, so, there is nothing. Shit. Alright then. What else should I do?
Maybe Arcana.
You're in there by yourself. You're in there by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Can't say anything. Just stay there under the bookshelf and it goes everywhere.
That's what would happen. Do I want to kill the guy? He seemed pretty nice. He even entertained me. You know, and I'm killing him. No, I'm not. Instead, I'm going to try and find a good area so I can stay still just when the spell ends.
Inside this room?
Yeah, inside the room.
"30 seconds left. Ryan and 6 other of these guards burst into the room, and Gerald, you can hear this conversation. Gerald and him are asking if they saw anything, and he tells them that you, Kuroda, have disappeared and they don't know where you went, and that you used some sort of magic. Gerald gets up and exits the room with them as it looks like they're going to go try to find you.
you have about 20 seconds left.
So
We're
was the
gonna
door
reset.
shut?
Yeah, the door's shut.
Was it?
There are windows in here too.
All right, but was the door shut?
Yes, the door was shut.
That's the major question.
Yep.
All right then. I'm going to try and like look through the guy's desk first of all.
Okay, so in the desk, there's just a bunch of notes. You're at about 15 seconds.
All right. So I'm gonna try an Arcana check on the safe then, because I don't know his necromancy first of all.
You don't.
I need to.
You can tell there's a necromantic trap spell on it.
A necromantic trap spell.
You're at about 10 seconds till you reappear in regular form.
I am. Shit, what should I do?
You know what? You can't interact with anything physical, so you couldn't open up the desk. In his ledger, it's just notes about your interview.
All right.
At about 10 seconds.
I'm going to end the spell in a clear area so I can actually not destroy everything around me.
Okay.
And then I'm going to start rummaging through the desk finally. I need to
Okay,
know, man.
Inside there is just a bunch of notes. Seems about happenings. There's a report about some being caught behind the admin building, perhaps trying to infiltrate the headmaster's estate.
Okay,
You're
I'm gonna
assuming
try to take that and put it in my pocket. We're gonna need that. No evidence.
Well, that's fair.
Okay, what else is there? Anything else?
There's that glass case. There's a the diamond or the gems in there. There's 2 windows. There's that glass case in there.
I'm going to start examining the glass case. I am not touching the goddamn safe yet. So, what's in the case again?
It's a large, beaten up tome.
Beaten up tome. I'm going to roll Arcana to see if it's trapped first of all. Uh, 15.
It's trapped. You're not sure with what though.
I'm going to perception see if there is anyone nearby the room.
Yeah, you can
19.
hear people, you can hear people coming up the stairs right now.
Okay, I'm going to try and stealth. And underneath the guy's desk.
I knew this was gonna happen eventually.
18.
So you hide underneath the desk. You can hear. It sounds like probably 2 of those guards, and you can look underneath and see that it's. They got the 2 long cloaks on them. They start talking about him being banned, you being banned, Kuroda.
That's alright.
Site, you're going to be removed from Ravenna University now.
That sounds about right.
They leave the room and lock the door behind them.
Oh, thank God. Alright, I'm going to slowly peek over the side of the desk and then slowly creep my way back towards the bookshelf and start trying to examine it, see if there's anything of like use in there. Anything out of place, like anything necromantic or anything. Ledgers.
On that bookcase, there's nothing. There's just that one book. It's not magical or anything, but it seems important.
All right, I guess I'll stuff into my pocket, and well, not my pocket, my shirt.
So it's called The Creation Myth. It's a pretty big book. You have it.
Alright, I'm going to go back towards the safe. I'm going to try and listen one last time. Where's my perception? Perception 9.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to listen if anyone else is coming up the stairs or anything. One last time.
You can hear people going down the stairs, those two.
Alright then. It's time for me to actually use Dispel Magic, guys.
Do it.
I'm going to try and dispel
Use
the
your
spell on
anger.
the safe. This is at 3rd level.
You're casting it at 3rd level?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's... So if the spell is 4th level or higher, make a check using... Go ahead and make that check.
Okay, so I gotta roll intelligence save.
Mm-hmm. Check.
Oh, check?
Yeah,
Okay,
check.
there
Not safe.
we go. 20.
Right? It's a check, not a save.
Yep, it's a
Not
check.
a save, just a check. Yeah, it
Okay,
says
so-
right there.
You feel it dissipate.
Oh, thank God. Okay, I'm going to try and open it.
You tug
So
on
what
it.
should I roll? Sleight of hand or anything?
You tug on it and it doesn't move. You do see a that you probably should press to open it.
There is a button?
There's a button.
Surprised the
Alright,
safe
then.
is a mimic. Roll initiative.
Is there a lock on the safe?
And that you should probably press.
Oh, there's a button
There's
there?
just a
I
button.
guess I'll push it.
So you open it up, and there's a bunch of documents that you immediately notice have the symbol on them. Go ahead and make another perception check.
Perception check?
Yeah.
Do you say yes?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. 17?
Okay, yeah, it's filled with documents and stuff that look kind of important and have that familiar Kraken symbol on them. But you do hear some sounds like a single person coming up the stairs.
Alright, I'm going to slowly close the door and then hide back under the desk.
Okay, so you hide underneath the desk, make a stealth roll.
14.
The door opens and you look underneath the desk again. It is Gerald, and he is making a beeline straight for that desk. Right behind you, though.
I'm going to shadow form first of all, again. And then fly out the window. Actually, no, I'm going to jump through the window and then shadow form.
So you're gonna jump out in your normal state, right?
Yeah, because I cannot break the window, and there's usually no 1-inch gap in a window.
Yep. So you bust through the window. He sees you. He yells out, "He's up here!" So he looks behind him and yells out. But you crash through the window. You are. You come out right here on the admin building on the dome. You're about 30 feet up on the roof.
Alright, I'm going to go try and slink out and down the side of the building.
Yeah, you can make it to right there. Shadow form, you're just a shadow, right?
Yeah.
Down. After a minute, you can get to about right here.
Alright.
Okay, and you can see that there's a bunch of guards. All the guards in the area have all converged. They're kind of running towards there. You can make it out fine.
I'm sprinting.
Oh, you're good. Do you guys want to end there, or do you want me to tell you what's in the documents before we stop?
Let's do
I
that
mean-
real quick.
Okay, Okay, so getting back to the Slayers Guild after that daring heist that Kuroda actually had the balls to do.
Metal Gear Kuroda. That's the
Straight
episode
up.
title.
Uh, there's like several documents, but they all have to do with the Chancellor communicating with this Ebron Heimlock, the Archmage that is the headmaster of Lavinia. It goes over those red anti-magic crystals, how they're getting them. They're getting them from some sort of subterranean dealer. That's all it mentions.
The Underdog.
It doesn't say that, but the anti-magic crystals and some of the properties, like going over the magical properties of it. In particular, there are notes on how to reverse the effect, and it's about Ebron talking about trying to, instead of pulsating anti-magic, he's trying to find a way to create some sort of like a center, in the crystals as a focal point instead of reverse it.
That's what
He's trying to the anti-magic crystals, instead of pulsating that anti-magic, he's trying to use it to pulsate magic out of it.
So he's trying to basically create magical focuses from them.
Yes, and he's communicating with the Chancellor about his progress in that and some of the scientific stuff that goes behind it.
I have no clue what this means.
Don't look at me.
Someone
I'm the one who's going to be arrested, most likely.
And then that creation myth book that you took, it talks about Bahamut creating life on the planet through her power to create first elves, then dwarves, and then finally humans. The humans, several millennia, they come up with, through their actions, they create the other gods of Korn, Zinch, and Nurgle, and Slanesh. Yeah, so that's how the gods came to be, apparently.
Okay.
So, I'm just going to say this. I recommend we take that teleport gate in the Slayer Guild and flee. Go to a different city, hide out there, and then just take a teleport gate there, sleep here in another tavern somewhere else, and then take the teleport gate home.
Okay, but Ordis has stuff to do in a couple weeks with them.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I just broke into their place, stole their research, and I successfully did it.
Alrighty then.
Okay.
Well, I'm pretty sure Ordis. I'm pretty sure they don't know. We all came in together.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, so no, Ordis, you're not taking this job.
That's really.
You'll get arrested. You'll get arrested. I just jumped through a window that most likely had a magic spell. I do not know what the hell it did to me, actually.
Make a history check to see how much how much sway the university has over the city of Blackshard.
Make a intelligence check or a history check?
History.
History? Okay. 26.
So you know that what you just said, you probably wouldn't have said. The university is like its own separate entity. Is like, if I had to compare it to a modern day society, it's like totally
Think of it a military base.
like it's not military based at all. It's more martial. It's very like libertarian, I guess. Like
Oh.
everybody- not like a military hub or anything like that. Everyone's pretty much left to their own devices, and that's kind of why the founders chose found the university here was because they know they'd be able to be left alone and wouldn't have to worry about outside affairs. So you're pretty sure that they don't have any sway necessarily with the rulers of Black Shroud and Pork Tongues.
It might be good to make ourselves scarce for a little bit, though.
Oh, definitely. Definitely me. I mean, even though they might not have sway, like huge sway,
If we can find out
They
who
got
this
some
dealer is, we
money.
can get some info out of them.
that is true, we could. Of course, I could always go back in there, steal some more stuff.
In the notes, it doesn't say that they're buying them. It says it describes some sort of
They're
deal.
buying it.
It says it's some sort of deal. It doesn't say purchasing or anything like that. It says through some sort of deal.
Well, whoever this dealer is, then. Well, as soon as Kuroda mentions going back in there to steal stuff, Ryuka's gonna look at him. No. Just no.
I mean, I succeeded, guys.
Do I have to bite you until you no again?
Yes.
Alright. Does a 15 hit?
No.
No, he does take a bite at your hand. No.
Your fingers just hover above his hand. Go ahead, try harder than that. I'm gonna do it again eventually. So,
Do we need to tie you up every time we come here?
I just need to I don't even need my hands for half of my spells. I just need my mouth.
Good idea. We'll gag him too.
There you go.
But yeah, alright, so now we know.
That's where we'll leave off.